All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the Scrim. This is TacTrig versus Thronglers on Camdesh territory control. Now, if you're not familiar with territory control, this is a very unique game mode. Most of the time when you see AAS and RAS, there's usually about 7 capture points. In this game mode, we've got 20 plus capture points here, 40 plus capture points. And the idea here is incredibly simple. The teams just need to control most of the map in order to win the game. We're going to cap some hexes here, and we're going to try to connect those back to our anchor points. Any hex that is connected back to the anchor point is going to form a chain, and a team that has the majority of the hexes on the map is going to start to bleed the enemy here. So incredibly simple game mode. We just need to control most of the map here. As for factions, we're working with USA versus PLA. Those are both going to be light infantry factions, so not much armor. This is primarily going to be an infantry and light vehicle slugfest, though we might see a tank battle or two versus the Abrams and the ZTZ here. As for other vehicles, both teams also get access to 2 tow MRAPs, which can spice up those vehicle plays a little bit here. Right now, we're just waiting for rollouts to get going. And we're watching the command chat get themselves set up with some marks on the map.
Is Chris done trolling? We started the stream and Chris was just trolling in command. So I muted it really quick. That's funny.
That's all right. So during SL strat meetings, the TacTrig side here has set up their squads on particular spots on the north, the middle, and the south of the map, and those squads are basically just going to be grinding those angles for the duration of the match here. The particulars of like what flanks are going to happen when later on are going to be left up to this individual SLs to do on the fly as the match develops.
Yeah, Dexy, I think it was on these green lines here, right? They had 2 guys north, and then they had 2 green lines south.
Yep.
So I'm going to delete these marks. Wow, there's a couple map markers going on. Oh, there's a special...
I got footage from Thronglers, Thronglers roller, if you guys get on the other team.
Well, stay on this team because we want the colors to stay the same. Blue for team.
Oh yeah, no. I'm on the same team. I'm just gonna
good shit.
Take their
yeah,
footage of that side. They're not taking a heli out.
Is it here? Oh yeah, it is. All right.
And we are rolling. Got a little bit of royalty-free Wagner here.
Oh, rollout's ruined.
Rollout is already ruined.
Voo bumped a log.
It is not a TT community scrim without some sort of ruined rollout here.
It's like Killjoy's trailblazing, it seems. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Thronglers already crashed as well.
Look at this cut by Killjoy. Outstanding.
Wolf has just crashed into a tree. We're just having the best time right now. Camdesh in particular is a pretty rough map for rollouts because you've just got so many hills. You've got so many trees and rocks, and basically anything that is not a road is a constant skill check on the part of the driver. It's incredibly easy to get yourself stuck the moment you go off-road. Wolf is discovering that here as he bumps into a couple logs.
Killjoy is doing very good.
This is the map where you hire your Finnish rally drivers to get to be able to go through all of these forests.
Absolutely. It really is a skill check on the part of the SLs here to see if they can get through these forests quickly.
It is.
And when you are driving yourself in your own squad game, sometimes you need to weigh the time it takes to maneuver these hills and these woods against going a little bit out of your way to do a road, because sometimes the road is a little bit faster even if it is a roundabout path. So we've got Wolf's squad here on the west side, still inside of blue hexes, very much on the safe side of the map, but he does take the time to get a rally down because you never know what's going to rush at you. even early match, and this is true for AAS and RAS. When you're back capping, you still should have a rally down, because you never know what's going to come at you.
Take a look at the map state, though. Almost all of Thronglers are still on their safe side. They only have one squad actually in the middle, trying to advance and hold against the TT.
So Thronglers is playing safe here. For a little bit of history here, this is not the first matchup we've had between TacTrig and Thronglers. The last time these two teams have clashed was just before the Eye in the Sky Invitational mid last year. That was a really, really strong match on Mutaha. Thronglers in that match almost throwing TT out of the middle of the map. But TT clawing back some map control slowly but surely until the end of the match, where basically Thronglers had found themselves surrounded, and TT took out the win with about 190 ticket victory.
First kill?
We've got
some
action going south of the hexes here. Magnet's MRAP getting a pick here, or at least pulling some blood.
I'll get the hexes behind you guys. Don't worry about it. Just fight. Have fun.
There's our pick. So we've got Magnet's Vic here getting peppered by some shots from another vehicle from quite far away.
That is a laser beam. Unfortunately, that's not a 50, so it doesn't pen.
Yep. Just harassing. Now, this is the RWS operated by Rico and Sprite and Berto on Thronglers. He's going to be leaving. He knows his position's been given up here.
Black kit.
So Thronglers making a pretty strong wrap around the south side of the map here with their 7 squad being led by Big Red Face here. Might cause a lot of problems because they're about to burn not 1 but 2 TacTrig rallies on the west side. We're going to hear Command Chat react to that hopefully in a few seconds here. And in just a moment, if he gets close enough. There goes one of TacTrig's rallies on the west side here. That should be their cue to realize that they are being flanked by Squad 7 here. But no comms of that have happened just yet. We'll see how long it takes for them to realize. We're about to see 7 squad for Thronglers clash into the south flank of TacTrig here. This could be disastrous. If they're able to get good initial picks on this, TacTrig could just melt here. Red's about to get a shot on Hot Dog.
Thronglers are also trying to get around in the north. They got a few good kills. There's still a couple of TT holding them back.
Good kill by Ego. What, Vic popped? That was a transport. It's Killjoys at the start of the game.
Yeah, they're rapid north. Okay.
So Command Chat's called about a north wrap, but I still don't believe they know about this south side. ENR doing a very good job just slowly working their way into this. Very stealthily.
Is there a main? Where's the contact? Oh, Killjoy's on some.
Thronglers now bringing their RWS up from the southwest side to get a point of view over this situation. There are quite a few TT on that hill that they might see soon if they get through these trees. We're still waiting for the first point of contact between Thronglers and TT. Seven's about to get stuck in here in just a moment.
North side rally for TT got burned. Chris Webb and Dixie are on it, though.
All right, here's our first pit of engagement here. Wolf now calling out about that burned rally from earlier. The delay between that and the realization allowed a lot of time for Thronglers to get behind them here. Ego goes down. TT's now aware of this south side.
Thronglers already have the Hackets on the northwestern flank. They tried to hit Dixie, but I think they missed.
I thought it
Beautiful nade
hit.
from Thronglers on the south here.
It looked like it hit. To his
It
credit.
did look like it, but it seems like it's full health.
So we're now seeing a slugfest between TacTrig and Thronglers on the south of the map here. Awkward getting a shot on a Killjoy. Beautiful. Biting does not know where he is. He's about to get taken out as well. A trade here. Joe Pro trades out his teammate. RWS MRAP is here to support this.
This is really weird. Squad 7 like wrapped behind the front line.
All the way behind them.
It's really goofy.
Now the question is, which team is going to be able to get their medics in to pick up all these dead first? So whichever team can do that first is going to gain control of this situation here.
Thronglers are really advancing both on north and south. In the north, they already got people on the flanks. They wiped the TT rally from earlier.
Magnets MRAP doing some work, running some Thronglers over. Sensitive gets a tire print on his back, but somehow makes it out of that alive.
Chris and Dexy are going to stumble on a rally. Oh, they're just missing it.
Dixie getting a lot of picks with that 50 cal.
Do we have a solid front line yet?
It's starting to happen, but there's so much flanking going on that it's still very fluid. Ooh. MRAP gets engaged by RWS, and that is a lost fight for TT here. First shot took out Dixie on the gun, and that is all that was needed. There goes that RWS. Really nice shooting from Sprite, Rico, and Berto here.
That's really the big skill difference in between gunners and positioning to get that. Try to get the enemy gunner through the windows first.
That's one of the more interesting things about fights between light vehicles is when you've got something like a BTR and a LAV, you can't shoot crewmen out like that. But for a light vehicle, it's so important to get that shot on that gunner seat.
It is so important.
And I do wish we could start to see some of that in the bigger armor gameplay in future updates for Squad.
We just
you never know.
We just missed a command comms. Killjoy called that they're just playing around flanks, and so he suggested that they just shove hexes to push.
Suryash is gonna uninstall the game here. One thing worth mentioning is a few TT are filling the ranks of Thronglers here to fill in some gaps in the team comp. So we're engaged in a little bit of a fight on the north side of the map here between Squad 3 and Squad 2 on TacTrig and Thronglers respectively.
And the map state has kind of switched over. Like, Thronglers is still pretty heavily in the north, but TT has kind of recovered the middle and the south flanks. But there's nothing really happening around there anymore.
Oh, whoa. Brett is on the hab. I missed that. Brett is camping Hap.
Brett had a very, very strong showing as a hat kit on the previous scrim we did with the 44th. I'm excited to see what he can make happen on this one.
Dude, Brett Gaming.
Brett Gaming yet again.
So yeah, they got proxy on this.
And this is complete TT control on their northern fob here. There's some Throngler presence on the north responding with RWS and infantry, but...
The RWS is fighting. Magnet picks up... Magnet picks up a kill on the driver.
This is
Completely disabling on Thronglers RWS turret. All the crew members jumped out.
That RWS is getting absolutely hammered here. He's probably lost his gun by this point.
He has. Magnet
They're
has
going to have no choice but to back out and get some repairs going for that. Smoking their vehicle out. Not that TTT has a line of sight on it at the moment, but... And now the infantry push. A nade takes out a friendly grenade. Berto's grenade takes out his teammate Sprite. That RWS is now somewhat abandoned here. 5 tickets sitting available. Alexia pulls up to the situation and...
Thronglers need to get the communication going on. Someone needs to come and pick that up.
Discover these bodies here.
They also have their hab down currently as well. We got half a squad coming off of rally, trying to retake.
There's still a couple of surviving members around there that could go for the pickup. Can't be leaving an RWS like that.
Alexia creeping around the back line here. Might pop up on a few Thronglers that are reviving each other. Yep.
Disgusting peaks by Aiden.
Alexia gets a nice pick on Nicholas.
They have to. Yeah, they probably do.
Friendly Logi's on the way to 6 and 7.
So TT's still exerted complete control over this fob situation here. We're starting to see Thronglers get a push going from the south side to retake this. But admin or command chat here is starting to work out ways to support this isolated group of TT.
Enemies are moving southeast in that range.
I want to make a comment. Like, look at this map. It is just scattered
Sapper,
with
big pick on
rallies.
Nike.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Like,
We need someone in a truck to just go.
So TT's been wiped off of this radio just a little bit. They've got control of the outskirts of these buildings. But they don't have direct control over the radio anymore. And that radio appears to currently be staged. Thronglers are unable to spawn on this fob. But good rallies are going to allow them to still contest this.
The radio stage of some of the ENR and Aiden are really trying to hold him, trying to not get back into it.
Updating south side. Big old fight. Crystal gets a shot off on Taunter. We've got TT and Thronglers, Ninja and Adrian working together here. A little bit of cross-community love. As Ninja tries to take out his counterpart Crystal on TT's side.
But not down. And there's guys coming back from rally to the east.
Crystal gets hit a few times by N-Man.
We'll watch.
Just over the hill, can't quite see him.
Script, if you don't have to turn around, I squad's taking care of it.
Yeah. Our rally burned. I'm just trying to get around them.
Should still get an RWS down here. You guys can use 8 rally if you want.
Magnet and Ronaldo pushing up on the middle southern side on the RWS.
Well, if somebody are
I know they're trying to wipe some rallies or trying to get some angles going on here.
So, broader picture update. TT's been basically unable to stop this south side of the map. South of the hexes be They're unable to stop Thronglers from having control of that area.
Yeah, can use it, Chris.
They've got one rally in Squad 4 here that's pushing against this, but Thronglers is making a very convincing presence on the south side here. Continuous trades back and forth. There's not really a clear winner of any of these engagements yet, but I do see quite a few Thronglers dead on the ground. With not the most in terms of medic support. Taunter rips off a shot onto an MRAP.
Does hit it. It's a hat kit.
Yeah.
It's burning.
It's gonna cook off.
Oh no, Magnet is stuck.
And he's not going for the rep either.
Magnet's not gonna get it.
He's committing.
MRAP is
Did
gone.
he switch? He switched
trying,
kits.
he's
He's
trying.
gonna
It's
try
not
to
gonna
rep.
matter. I don't think
Oh.
Taunter probably.
Nah,
Nope, there it
not
goes.
Not enough.
Taunter walks away with 5 tickets off the TT. Beautiful shot from the Chinese hat kit there. A really strong, capable hat kit. Very, very slow to pull out. Maybe my least favorite part about that hat kit is just how long it takes to get that rocket ready, but the rangefinder is so nice.
Pretty accurate.
And Magnet's calling out that hat kit on the south side.
It does give it a good, nice balance though. Being that slow to actually being pulled out, but actually has that ranging capability among actually having a good, really clear scope as well. It does balance it out a little bit. compared to
Updating on
other-
this radio on the north side, TT still has some amount of control over the situation here. That radio is still staged, but they are not really able to get a proper
Yo, Aiden, I got a
dig on that yet. Now, Valexia here, looks like Valexia has wiped this rally on the south side. This is the rally that Thronglers was using to contest that radio. So it's very possible in the next minute or so here, we'll see that radio start to go down.
RW of east of Hex 3.
Great spot.
Thronglers sending an RWS to recover their Logi here,
Dude,
just above Valexia.
I think we should cap this north hex on 8 rally. Hex 11, 7, 6, and 3.
I think one of your rallies got both on Hex 10. Yeah.
TT command chat making calls. They want those northern hexes where that radio is at.
I'd say we're good for radio drop, Aiden. I don't know. I think we got lots of support here. Why not, yeah. So, can you do it? I'll...
G1 keeping an eye over the situation.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Bilbo, we're both watching Hot Dog Fingers and this guy not see each other, right?
I know.
I'm looking and I'm like, all right.
Oh, Scriptum's coming. The
Oh, there
Scriptum doesn't see me either.
goes.
The Scriptum doesn't see me either.
TacTrig hat gets a beautiful shot onto the RWS for Thronglers. That RWS is on fire, and they are making no attempts to revive that as Ghost is peppering shots into them. That RWS is going to go down for sure. Alexia probably going to see Sriracha here. Absolutely. Knife? Knife? No, doesn't see him. They don't see each other. They're right next to each other. Sriracha's going to bandage. Does Valexia finally? Again, does not notice Sriracha. What is happening? And Valexia goes down. Oh, no. Had about a solid 6 or 7 chances to notice Sriracha and just did not. Nicholas and Sriracha are taking fire by Bread and Ghost now. That's a nice shot by Bread. Nicholas will be last alive over here. Getting peppered by some shells. Nicholas is going to smoke himself out. Now, often you're going to find that smoking yourself immediately provides some amount of relief, but this is going to give Ghost and Brett a chance to push up on these guys here.
You guys could probably push on reset.
And a beautiful shot. Nicholas finally goes down with a peppering of fragmentation.
Let's get the territory back now. They have somehow made it behind us on the north side.
So TT has dropped themselves a radio in Hex 12, and that enemy radio, Thronglers, just bleeds out. 20 tickets comes off the board for them.
Kill you on Spectrum. Once you guys get the capo sorted, we can get a new fob there.
Holding Mark 19.
Now, Dixie getting some very positive results with this Mark 19 grenade launcher here. Just splashing the trees to try to pepper the Thronglers that he can't see. But they know that hill is occupied. TT flooding into this northern hexes to try to get some caps going. Now, hex 10 must still be capped by TT in order to form a continuous unbroken chain back to their anchor hex. That's not happened yet. We've got Vucifer and Boa working on that, in addition to Club. You need a minimum of 3 to cap a contexted hex, just like a flag in RAS or AAS. But the presence of Xander here, a single Throngler, is preventing this cap from happening. Mark 19 could splash him in these cliffs if they only know he's here, but he's doing such a good job hiding. So they now know. They tried to drop a rally. They were told that enemy was nearby, and now they're scanning these rocks, but Xander's still not found yet. Doing an excellent job staying unseen and preventing TT from capping a crucial hex.
Sometimes it's just better to rat on cap.
Vucifer walking right next to him, but looking the wrong way. He was 5 meters from you when you tried to place that rally. Club, Boa, closing in. Do they know?
Wow, Killjoy using suppression.
Club's going to see him here. And no dice for Club, but now they know where that guy is. Xander's going to get picked apart here by Boa. Very nearly takes Boa as well. But Vu's going to come back and make sure that his squad's all right. That cap, that hex is going to go towards TT once they can get their guy revived here. Unless Throngler Squad 1 has something to say about it. On the north side with a hat kit here could cause some problems for that Mark 19 MRAP. Miles with the...
TT's really been recovering from the start here. They're really taking out those south and north flank. There's not really much presence in the middle, but they could start capping the actual hexes if they would just get people on them.
That was a nice cleanup of that south, too. That south looked really bad for TT. We are seeing Joe Pro Medic sneaking towards TT's fob. Might be able to find that radio and cause some problems. And that is not TT's only fob on the map anymore. The loss of that fob would not be the end of the world for them, but 20 tickets is quite a few hexes worth of tickets. So Thronglers know about TT and Hex 10 here on the north side. They're not making a push into it just yet.
Yeah, I got you.
South side's looking pretty empty. Yeah.
So Throngler SL south here is observing a squad of TT leave that hex. I'm curious to know what's going on in this man's head right now. He's exercising great trigger discipline, not taking shots at groups of TT he knows he can't kill. Just observing for now. Does see that Mark 19 though. Probably calling that out for Miles here, who's lining up a nice shot. Not yet. TT returning fire. South squad is now known. Which causes a problem for South. Now he has to get his squad a little bit deeper in before they can react to them and get stuck and bogged down over there.
Yeah, that's a rally burn Killjoy. Hey, sweet, yeah.
And we're seeing TT push aggressively back into this north side. Now, this hat kit, Miles might get a shot into the Mark 19 here. Dixie is in big danger. Dixie and Chris are in big danger. That's a hit. Half health. Not on fire just yet.
No, it is burning.
Oh, yep, that is on fire. And yet again, they find themselves in a situation where they need to get the rep going. Miles loads up another one, and they do not know where he is. That MRAP is almost certainly done here. There it goes. What a nice shot from Miles there. TT MRAP's not having a great day so far. Dixie got a lot done with that Mark 19 earlier, though. And Miles gets his eyes on another prize, a tow MRAP to his north. Jest is going to have to try to avoid that. But Miles is currently out of ammo.
Lots of construction.
There's 2 ENR squads on the southern middle side of TT sides are just cleaning up on the hexes in 37 and 38. They're getting big wipes on the rallies and they're wiping full rally spawns.
So Miles has himself a CSK to rearm off of quite a distance away from where he was working. He'll have a couple more tandems to sling at Jest's tow MRAP.
The tanks are out. The tanks are out. TT hasn't taken their tank out of the main yet, though. Doesn't even look like they're planning on to, not just yet. But Thronglers are bringing their tank deep in the middle.
Put down
And
bread.
Spike picks up bread.
Almost
Isn't
took out the
that-
admin cam too. Scared the crap out of me.
That's the first pick you wanna get. You wanna get bread.
Uh-huh. Bread was half the highlight reel for the last match.
You can't be giving him that much freedom. Ooh, Chaos Muppet tries to get a hit on the tank, but misses. And gets obliterated by the tank.
Argus picks him up, yeah.
Not happening. So the question here is, this tank, is it supported by friendly infantry? The answer here is absolutely yes. This is a good tank player who knows to keep himself sandwiched in between all of his infantry. TT will have a very difficult time taking this tank out.
They are 3-manning that tank. The commander is on the crows, keeping a good eye on the revives that the tank gunner has early killed.
We've got TT medic and Throngler medic reviving their teammates within 10 meters of each other, and they don't hear the bandage rips. Throngler's getting the first revive.
Tovek popped.
TT gets their revive.
TT tried to get a toe emerald shot on that tank, but they missed. And Jesse just get obliterated by the tank.
How many more situations are we going to see where Thronglers and TT are 10 meters of each other and they don't know? Club right on top of Renek here. Does not see him, looking the wrong way. There's Thronglers in the other direction. Nicholas takes some beautiful shots onto TT here.
I have audio available, by the way, if you guys want to use it.
How are you? Crimson, do you not have headphones? How can you not hear Valexi bandaging himself?
Once you're done, can you have a couple of guys spawn
So
at the right?
TT's fob here under significant pressure from the north and the east.
But they have a big squad there.
They almost had a proxy. But Nike
TT's
clutched up.
pushing out the south side, but that's not leaving them much to deal with this north side here. Sriracha is going to wipe Valexia. Throngler medic's doing a great job picking up their dead right now, which is already a very, very good thing to see. Coming from the previous match, we had 44th get really, really strong showing, getting close to TT's fobs, but not having the presence to be able to pick up their dead. And that's not what we're seeing here with Thronglers. Thronglers are able to get their dead picked up. And that's resulting in a lot of pressure that TT is just barely dealing with.
TT are just talking about in command chat about the problem of Thronglers actually getting close of north of their northern hab, asking Alpha to get some defense in there.
To TacTrig's credit, most of these Thronglers are spending their time prone in the dirt, damaged and dead. Ghost takes out Sriracha with suppressed rifle here. Very fine piece of kit, exclusive to U.S. Army.
We're capping 26 with no resistance.
And Throngler's tank with a really nice hold down spot viewed right over TT's fob. Just absolutely hammering them with shells.
Good nades, Vu.
Oh, Wu picks up all the rest of them as well after those good nights.
Two good nades. Through nades, looking at another angle, through another nade.
Are you talking
Cleans
about
up.
their actual angle, or are you talking about... What are you talking about?
We almost wiped the north advance, actually, from Thronglers into the north hub. There's still one more alive. Crimson is still alive and trying to get close to the hub. Crimson does hear Gator and picks him off. And Crimson has found the radio. Crimson has found the north radio of TT.
So it does seem like M1 Abrams does just not factor into TacTrig's plan here.
Doesn't seem like
I
Crimson
have to wonder if this is a deliberate choice or so. Last match against 44 Sriracha was one of the tank crewmen, and currently Sriracha is murking for Thronglers. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it.
No. The hat kit will kill the tank.
I mean, surely TT has other actual vehicle crews
So
to be
seems
used.
like a deliberate choice not to take that tank out and risk those tickets.
It is a hard map to play a tank, though.
And at the moment, it really doesn't seem like they would even need a tank because they're getting such good presence on the hexes. Now, Thronglers carving a path through the middle, but they've been cut off at hex 12 now. If your hexes do not connect all the way back to your anchor, you are not able to contest them any further.
That's sad.
We're making an anchor push. TT is just throwing in on the anchor.
And this is the equivalent of just going for the throat here. If that anchor is lost, Thronglers can't contest any of the map's hexes anymore. They have to deal with that anchor.
Those two ENR squads for TT has been really doing some work for that, though. They pushed basically through the whole map all the way to that anchor. First from that south, recovering that
Wolf
south
about to get
flank.
himself shot. There goes Wolf.
Powered up is pulled up to anchor, and they got infantry south.
Oh.
Tanks still.
And a follow-up by Biting. He's going to get traded by Joe Pro. No? Oh, it's an ICO moment right here. Biting pulls out the knife and takes a pistol to the face.
What? What is
Absolute
going on?
disaster. Joe Pro goes down to Bleak. I was really hoping to see the knife. I'm disappointed. I don't know about you guys. But wow, what a mess of a fight. Blake comes out on top. TT takes this area. What a mess that was. Maybe we will see a knife later. I can only hope.
Thronglers are pulling out all and everything to try and recover this anchor. They pulled out their RWS and their tank.
Oh my
Oh, the
goodness.
Scriptum is picking up a good double kill. Trying to defend that anchor. Not letting Thronglers get back in there.
Here's oh boy. That's a oh,
Thronglers have tank
Scriptum, you need to
support.
jump out.
oh
They get Scriptum.
they got him.
This tank does
Scriptum got
not,
stuck in the vault animation and he can
Yes, they did.
this tank does not currently know what building TacTrig's in.
Nice.
And at this point of the fight, TacTrig players have to recognize, you know, we're not up on the infantry over here. There's a tank there.
Is that not looking, guys? Is that not safer now?
Maybe we shouldn't peek the windows and give that tank a reason to blast our building.
It's a really
For all
big thing for the tank gunner, though. The really good tank gunners really got to have that intuition for situations like this on what buildings they could actually shoot into. You got to have that intuition of where you think those enemy infantry might be hiding in, and
So
actually just try to
Thronglers-
shoot them.
Thronglers have done a marvelous job cleaning up their anchor here. TT's all but wiped off of this, so we got one building left. Sapper takes out Ronaldo. Magnet last alive in this building. Gonna hold the
Magnus
stairwell.
got a good hole under the stairs, picks up one.
Gets to pick on Sapper, but Magnet's probably bleeding and bleeds out. That
oh
building's no
that's
clear.
tough.
That is very tough. And Thronglers recognize he's probably bled up, I know. There goes the anchor push on this time around, but TT, while that was happening, gained a whole lot of map control. Even if you don't actually cap anchor, the fact that their entire team has to now go deal with that means you can take that opportunity to take way more map control. So we're seeing these hexes go significantly towards TT's favor. As far as tickets go, that's going to put Thronglers on a 5-ticket bleed. Every minute, they're going to bleed 5 tickets, which is brutal. At that level of ticket bleed, it's hard to come back from that.
Good hat kit hit by Jez on tank.
Yeah,
Don't know what component it hit yet.
Yeah, Thronglers really pulled up a lot of the
It is
people.
tracked.
Thronglers really pulled up a lot of the people all the way back to that anchor defense. Just to recover in.
So already we're seeing one of those tracks get repaired. We've got Nastel switching kits here to get that repair going. Throngler is expressing worry about an airstrike.
Airstrike's not out yet. I don't think TT's gonna have time to get If they throw it on the airstrike now, I think they get
It has
repped.
to be now. They're double repping that tank.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think it's gonna
back.
happen.
I think the window's already closed.
Yep.
It is close. There's no way they get in time anymore. Right?
What?
Got a
50 cal?
50 cal just peppering. If he took out those crewmen, that might be valuable. Right now, he's just scratching some paint. Dixie and Chris are gonna get the hell out of there.
As you should.
That track is good to go. Thronglers are gone.
Just got put down, yeah.
And we see that tag backing away from the road just in case an airstrike's been called in.
Yeah, losing 37. There's crippies on it.
If you're playing armor and you just got your tracks back up, you probably already have a very strong instinct to get the hell out of wherever you were. But it's very important, especially if you're a tank, that you move somewhere in the event that you've had an airstrike test on you. Big trades here.
Big TK moment. Oopsies.
Oops. A lot of back and forth in the kill feed, but TT still developing its map control here. Thronglers with a very strong push by Squad 2 north of TT's hab. This could be a decisive push if they're able to get closer. But they're taking shots on TT Infantry that's taking shots on them. They're not going to make it very close that way.
Speaking of the tanks, TT has actually finally pulled out theirs. He's going around south far.
If I had that tank, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near infantry on Camdash.
So Chris Webb and Dixie driving away from this infantry push on the north side. Or getting a better vantage.
Your rally got found on the north, right? So you start falling back a little bit because this hab's gonna get proxy if you don't.
Chaos Muppet does get a hit on Thronglers RWS.
We're about to see an RWS fight here. Dixie and Chris have a viewpoint over that RWS, but that RWS has some cover to work with. Chris and Dixie know that they're chasing, rounding a corner. RWS is smoking. Question is, which crewman dies first?
Need to get those gunners out.
There it is.
Dixie
Dixie
wins.
and Chris
Dixie
win that
wins.
one.
Chaos Muppet really put in some work with that AT disabling some of the turret on the Thronglers vehicle.
Big fight. Thronglers and TT are clashing at their hab now. TT able to hold the line for now, but it's very much a back and forth. Igor takes out Gator Fajitas and is within 10 meters of their radio. Goes down to Killjoy. In these situations, you have to balance the need to act quickly with the fact that you need to have your gun up when you walk through a door.
You can't be sprinting through doors. You can't be sprinting through doors. Not since ICO.
Especially not since ICO. A lot
Even
of complaints
mini
about.
sprints.
A lot of people complain about Call of Duty gameplay in Squad, and that's what they're talking about. Just sprinting into an unknown building with your gun at your side instead of up. Need to be sprinting to the building, but the moment you get to that threshold, that gun needs to be ready.
Also, rally south of tank.
Oh, it needs to be ready coming around that corner.
South, hiding in some rocks and some smoke, says the sharks. TT smells blood in the water. Bo is about walking up to him. South, yet again, not seeing the guy that's standing right here.
Bleak might have him.
There he
Yeah,
goes.
Bleak
Bleak's got him. So PLA.
Oh boy, tank's driving right into him. We'll see. how this
Look
goes.
at where TT is actually bringing a tank. That gets attract
Oh,
and
packet.
had. Oh, this is.
Command chat acknowledges that was a bad idea.
And Brad's already on it. That was not That was not the play. Definitely not the play. It's an easy kill. It should be an easy kill for Thronglers tank. There we go. Already getting a hit in. Just needs another hit and that should be done.
Wow, that is a crazy line of sight, too, on the
Oh,
tank.
Thronglers tank takes a rocket. Just with a nice hit. Being suppressed but not killed.
Wow, that is a crazy
picks it up.
angle on tank.
It's a very nice shot for Thronglers tank. And it looks like Thronglers tank is currently tracked. But again, that repair is instant. Unless that airstrike is called right now, it's not happening. Just is dodging shells and 50 cals left and right. Has not managed to die yet. But that tank is looking directly at him. It's a very brave hat kit right here.
Well, TT had the UAV above. If they had that airstrike, they should have used it, but...
At this point, again, too late. We've got 2 repairmen on this tank. Thronglers prioritizing tracks up immediately. And tracks are back up very, very quickly. That was well played by TT's armor. Or, sorry, Thronglers' armor.
Do you need more ammo?
It was a good setup and good communication between their own members, getting that track, getting that hack kit, and letting that tag know. Letting that tag know and giving him the opportunity to finish it off.
We got infantry northwest of house.
Just short GL by Hot Dog here. Seems to know something's in that building. Lining it up. Still short.
Just move your rally where you are.
Really nice job with the defending the half push in the back. I like to see it. Yeah.
And we like to see compliments from command chat members to each other. With players like these that have been playing with each other for quite a while, it's easy to be nice to each other, but it's also very helpful, even in pub matches, just to say nice things to each other. It's
Can
very
really bring up.
motivating.
It can really bring up the morale.
Especially if you've got a new SL, one little compliment could be all it takes to turn them into someone who truly wants to improve at this game. So Thronglers mostly being booted out of the hexes here, winning their armor fights, but again, on a 5-ticket bleed. TacTrig's paid for their tank loss in only 4 minutes of just playing the game. That tank loss is not going to factor into anything here.
If you actually look at the state of the map here, Thronglers does have a lot of people like on far flanks, not actually like anywhere close to quote-unquote objectives. But I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do here. They're really trying to push out behind TT and getting those rallies, trying to recover slowly but surely, but they still don't have anything to really push that hab or that TT hab in the north.
Aiden's using the very limits of that northern fob to get himself an ammo crate. It's sadly rarer than it should be to see more than one ammo crate to a fob. The radius on those is so big, it's really good to get another ammo crate across a major road, as Aiden's done.
I mean, it really needs to be a thing in pubs as well. So many people are only bringing the 600 build to only get that one ammo crate and a hab.
Sometimes I kind of think to myself and realize I used to play loading my Logi with 1200 build every time because, you know, multiples of 600, it's 600 for each fob. You know?
Yes, but you still have the problem.
Recently, as I gain experience, I find that the default 1500 that a Logi comes with is honestly what I'd like because it gives me a little room for a few more ammo crates.
Heavy pressure coming from the south. I just got shot out of the Logi.
A few more ammo crates or maybe some build for the repair station. 1500's enough for a fob, a rep station, and a couple hundred build to get the armor going. So default Logi is actually pretty darn set up already. Aiden's squad getting some long distance engagements with Thronglers here. Putting those ACOGs to good use. Igor might see him before he sees Igor.
That was pretty sick, Chris, not gonna lie.
TT seems to know something's up with this hilltop. Igor's about to see Aiden. They just miss each other again?
There's definitely a half south somewhere.
Yeah, man, I've been looking.
Dixie and Chris Webb trying to get some angles
Ted's
at
gonna see him.
Thronglers on the southern
Ted
side.
runs right up to him. We keep missing each other like this. Ted sees him. Ted knows. Ted knows. There's no way.
I'll go north, you go south. Go
There we are.
47, okay?
Ted finally tracks down Igor. Chaos is there just in case, but he's not needed.
That's all. Just
Igor
looking
goes
around.
down. So TT is right to call out a rally on the North Hill here, but it's not on this North Hill. It's actually 300 meters past that. Now this rally
Chaos coming up to you.
almost certainly never going to get burned by anything but a vehicle, but it's also
It
not
is
that
far
close.
away.
It's
It is
not
far
that-
away.
You're
Every
not gonna be
single
able to apply
reset.
that much pressure.
Every single reset takes so much more time.
Yep.
But TT calling it out that much closer in the north would be the usual assumption
Mhm.
where that rally would be.
Whoa, RWS ripping it on Thronglers.
Thronglers RWS providing some really good support for their squad here. Aiden's on his knees here. About to get wiped out by Crimson, maybe?
Oh, no,
No, he
no.
doesn't see him?
Crimson doesn't have headphones. We've seen it previously. We've seen it previously in this match by Aiden.
Oh my
Almost
goodness.
potatoing him.
Aiden forgets the fire selector, where the fire selector on his M4 is.
Yeah.
Semi-automatic friend.
Aiden, they're on your rally. Be careful south.
Yeah, I know.
Killjoy's gonna get this rally, maybe.
So one thing that TacTrig players, especially Aiden here, is really good at recognizing when you get into a gunfight, especially in a map like this where there's all these forests and there's trees, everything's very confusing. When you get into a gunfight, the first thing you need to ask yourself after you kill that person is, where did they come from?
I don't see a head anywhere. That's 20
And
seconds.
sometimes
Where
the
did-
best answer to that question is a straight line from whatever direction they hit you from.
Killjoy, there's a rally over there.
Not only is the question where did they come from in the direction, but in a map like this, there's always, with so many trees and so many bushes, the second question is always, where's this next one?
Yeah,
There's
are they
always,
still
there's
here?
always being there's always a second one. Is
Dixie
Murphy's
with a
Law.
triple.
Woo! Quad.
And Dixie doing a big pick on the Thronglers vehicle,
RWS
trying to
just
go
wipes the whole
around.
fire team. Got themselves a half-built rep station here. Did Thronglers take that down, I wonder? Maybe it just wasn't completely built. So map control almost completely inside of TT's favor here. Not quite hitting the threshold. I think there's a, I want to say a 90% roughly threshold where that 5-ticket bleed turns into a 30-ticket bleed and then eventually into a 120 tickets per second bleed when basically everything's been capped. We've not quite hit that yet. But we're hitting the end of this match.
Thronglers are really on
Thronglers.
the last legs here.
Thronglers cannot survive for more than 60 seconds here because that 5-ticket bleed's about to hit them and this match is done for. Really strong showing from TT here, capturing almost every hex on the map. Losing a tank in the process. I don't think they needed to take that tank out.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
I think they were just having some fun with it.
We could probably drop Pab on it.
They had all the map control they needed. Tank was just necessary. I think Magnet was just trying to have some fun.
If there were more armor on this map, tank might have been necessary, but these light infantry factions, the only thing it's good for is something an RWS can do. There's the first round done. So looking at kills here, TacTrig 176 to 119. That's a very thin margin for TacTrig coming from previous scrims. Thronglers put up a hell of a fight here in the infantry game. TacTrig, of course, losing that tank, losing a few vehicles, but really this is just an infantry game.
Some big key players for TTs going up. Ghost of Narva going on 22 and 16.
Suppress
Really showing others how to play. And Dixie picking up the 20 and 13 on that Crows. Thronglers do have their E1 going 21 and 15, really showing the rest of the team how you should be doing it.
Goodness.
E1 being a TacTrig merc. Not to throw any shade at anyone here, but E1 really repping TacTrig, even on the enemy team, causing problems for T. So we'll be taking a quick, usually we take about 10-minute break here. Go get some water, go to the bathroom. Get yourself a nice snack. We're going to get back for round 2 with TT on PLA Light Infantry and Thronglers working United States Army. Maybe we'll finally get to see that Abrams do something. And here we are on round 2 of TacTrig versus Thronglers on Cam-TC. Round 1 was a really, really strong showing for TC, taking control of about 90% of these map hacks. But Thronglers putting up a really strong fight, impressively able to keep their infantry alive for a very long time and put a lot of pressure on TT. We also saw TT's tank roll right into the middle of an absolute shitstorm and get punished for it. So I'm curious to see whether we're going to see a ZTZ roll out of TT's main here this round or not. Taking a look at their main, they've got still that TOW MRAP or TOW CSK to work with to answer Throngler's tank here. So I don't think, and we were talking about this in the first round, I don't think there's really a need for them to take a ZTZ out of main in the match. Because you have to ask yourself in this situation, like, what value is a tank providing on a map where there's such little armor? There's no IFVs, there's no APCs, it's all MRAPs. So
it really is a hard map. Even if there wasn't other vehicles, it really is a hard map to decide. Even if you wanna take out the tank just to deal with the infantry.
Yeah, there's so many trees and rocks and hills to get shot from, and what value are you really providing other than RWS super duper? You know, you're not gonna be doing that much that an RWS can't already do. Much safer and with much less ticket cost. Especially on the US side, like if you need to splash inside of some buildings, you have an MRAPs with Mark 19 automatic grenade launchers. You don't need tank shell. Although tanks certainly are very fun. At the moment, we've also seen absolutely no command assets be used, if I'm not mistaken here.
No, not used. Only UAVs.
Not to underestimate those UAVs on a match like this where it's pure infantry. Knowing where exactly every person is on the map at all times is incredibly valuable information. All right, here's our rollout beginning now. TT taking a very even split of the north and south of the map.
Let's see if we can see a similar type of start from Thronglers in this round. Having those really far flanks on the first round, the start of it. You're gonna have to see what they're gonna be able to do on this round. Try to recover this match. And maybe get a win on this second round.
So we're watching Ghost on the north side here with a HJ8 CSK, that ATGM launcher. He was a very strong infantry presence on the match the last round. I'm curious to see what he's going to get done with an ATGM. TT going for some very, very wide flanks on the north side here, marking some rallies in the Golf 6 grid area, just north of Nahrain here.
As a mirror, Thronglers are all going far south, though. It is kind of a mirror for both teams.
We're also seeing, yeah, Thronglers Squad 1, Thronglers Squad 5 might find themselves running into Killjoy's fob here on the south side that is now being set up with Killjoy and Ego.
Thronglers Squad 3 MRAP in the north might catch up on TT's north flank, though. It might be an open top fight on our hands here.
Transport west, Killjoy. On the south lane.
Squad 3 of Thronglers in the north are waiting. I think they're anticipating. Oh, never mind. They're jumping out. Someone needs to stay on the gun. What's going on, guys? Someone should be staying on the gun.
So it looks like they're dismounting off their vehicles. Probably a good thing for them. Ghost is on his ATGM now, just looking for any excuse to take a shot.
Oh, surely they hear us in the north here of Squad TT4 and that transport.
Surely they have to see. Yeah, they
about
spot
to
it.
have a very bad time.
Oh, the Claw pulling up on the open.
There's something magical about the 50 cal on top of that transport truck. I love it when I can see that thing get used. And Klob is a master of making some impact with that. Who's pushing up on sensitive here is bandaging himself. Who knows someone is here?
He doesn't know where. Oh,
Yes, he
figured
does.
it out.
There
Miles
is.
Miles misses a hat on the TT.
Valencia,
Emmerich,
Justin,
he's
Bread
getting enough.
ripping through the north side here. TSK.
Haunter picking up a
This is
double.
top, whoever's on the north.
What did he pick?
What's the squad? West of 6. Truck is dead northwest of 6.
Oh, Taunter picks up a double kill on a transport in the south.
Nades flying left and right from both teams here. Vucifer pushing into contact.
If you look at the map state, both teams are really mirroring each other.
You want to res there, or
GT going north, and then vice versa. Thronglers are going south. As again, in a mirror, both teams are kind of recovering both of those
Vu in
flanks.
face, dancing on a tree. Vu has to pull out the pistol, but makes the kill. And a little bit of bad manners in local here. But after a tough fight like that, I can't entirely blame him. Not the first time we've had to see the pistol come out here for TacTrig. And with that, a lot of Thronglers still present on this north side of Nahrain. Gator goes down.
After you open up going to the backline south side, he's gonna try and burn rallies, I think.
If the northern squads of Thronglers really would start putting in the work, they could go for that TT hab.
And part of the problem with TT on the north side here, I'm watching Vucifer. He is utterly alone right now.
Oh, completely.
Any picks they get, there's no way to medic those guys. This is how squads get wiped. There goes Vu. No one's going to pick him up. This squad is wiped on the north side of Nahrain. Still a rally in play where that transport truck was parked. Might see a wave soon if Thronglers doesn't close the distance and burn it. Looks like Thronglers is bypassing this transport truck. Sometimes you have to recognize when there is a transport truck, that often means a rally. I think Redface and Lee here are recognizing that. Rally does wave. Gator alone spawn and the rally burns. Gator will be alone here to contest a 1v2 fight. Oh, no, Gator doesn't know. And there goes Gator. That rally is now wiped. TT's done on the north side here. Sounds like Ghost's MRAP here. Ghost CSK absolutely toasted by Hat Kit. Ghost will be on his own, but...
With Thronglers wiping that north rally, they really got to be putting in the work. They could be pushing east straight into the hub. And I bet TT wouldn't be noticing that in time.
TT has a second hab on the south side, and squad 6 of Thronglers is north of it, but they're pushing north. They don't know it's there. They walked by it.
They're completely surrounded, though. Even if they find it out.
Yeah.
Oh, but Sriracha gets picked up by a Killjoy with a nade. But even if they realize that the hub is there, there's no way they're really going to be doing any work there. They're completely surrounded by TT. With only 2 of them left alive anymore, anyways.
Listening to command chat, doing a good job reassigning squads that have been wiped off the north side to help other areas in the map. Now, Ghost has lost his vehicle here. He's all on his own, but as a combat engineer, that's sometimes when he's at his most powerful. Just tracing a path around this rally to his south. We'll see if he goes to burn those. Even one person left alive can completely annihilate a rally. Cause a huge headache for a squad leader. Thronglers with an incredibly strong presence on the north side of Nahrain still. Not quite pushing into hexes yet.
I think they're finally starting to realize, Thronglers in the north, that they actually have the ground here. Maybe they're actually trying to do something here. Maybe they will go for that hab. Or at least towards that direction. They should be spreading out a bit more.
Thronglers does have a front line and is moving hexes.
And then Thronglers have already picked up a 20-ticket lead from just destroying those abandoned vehicles of TT in the north.
So it does look that Squad 4 Throngler group will be pushing east here, which is, in this case, the right call. Making basically a beeline for TacTrig's fob on the northeast. In order to get there, though, he's going to have to get through Klob, Vu, Gator Vihitas, Boa, and Wolf, who are now pushing into that contact. So this is going to be a squad v squad fight in a few seconds here. Already we're seeing shots land in the dirt. Redface is running. He has no idea where this is coming from.
TT is having a good reaction to that north squad of Thronglers. Really pulling out 1 or 2 squads to try and get defense in that area, but TT's quite light in the middle actually with the moving of all these people. If Thronglers can see this, they should be able to really put some pressure in both sides. Make TT make some bad plays.
We're seeing Big Red Face make a pretty important decision here as a squad leader, getting into a fight, recognizing that his squad's probably not going to win it, and he's picked up his rally, which was below his feet, because he knows that he can't hold that ground. He's running away with his rally to make sure that his squad will still have a place in this fight in the coming minutes. So a wise decision here, which will keep his team on the map in this area, even if he loses this fight. And he does lose this fight. TT combing over where he was standing just a minute before as Red runs away. Which, again, is the right call here.
It is the right call, but he doesn't have any of his buddies. He can't set up a new rally. All the rest of his squad are dead or in hiding. For example, Joe Bro. Joe Bro just south of his own squad leader.
What is this? Jez is just outside of their main protection. That's so funny.
The big heavy 18 man camp.
All right, thumbnail right here. Thumbnail right here.
He's waiting for that tank.
Eye on Jest, yes.
He's waiting for that tank.
I'll come back. That is so funny.
Thronglers have brought out a heli, but I'm guessing he's just trying to spot things. Really skylining them up.
Alexia picks up a double in the feed.
That heli is up there. Hoo-wee.
He is up. He is up. He should be able to spot a lot of things. Really AC-130ing around the whole middle of the map.
Got Vucifer running into 3 Thronglers here. Spots the 1, spots the 2.
North side of Hex 21 Infantry.
Yeah, so what do we got going on here on map? Solid front lines.
It is establishing a
Vu
solid
opens
front
up
line.
on the first and the second. Vu picks up a beautiful double.
It's a guesstimation.
Able to control that fully automatic fire. PLA rifle fires relatively slowly, so you can usually get away with that if you're careful.
Yeah.
And that's going to leave just Miles with the hat kit here on the farther north side. Or Miles with the crewman kit here, repping up his MRAP.
You need to play closer to squad 3. Like, even if they have
I got rallies up here. I got rallies up here.
Vu thinks he's got rallies up on the northwest side, which was true a long time ago, but is no longer the case. So Vu's going to contest command here and insists on burning this rally, which, if there's a rally here, that is a good call. Tie up this loose end and then get back to the fight. Unfortunately for Vu, there is no loose end up here anymore, other than...
I think he doesn't realize that the squad 4 of Thronglers that pushed over moved their rally.
Yeah.
And the only people left in there where he's marking that rally are the Stranglers. So
Vu will push into this compound for, unfortunately, no gain here. while his squad is holding out a little south of him.
I think I'm going to rally to your straight west. So you're probably only fighting north now.
You can take a
TT.
look at south of Thronglers have TT has finally been able to put up some
Wow, that was
flank rallies, and Brett is actually getting some info.
Speaking of
If he would
hubs,
push north more, he would actually find Thronglers hub.
speaking of Habs, Wolf is not alone here. Aaron here at TT's fob on the northeast, checking the situation out. We might find that Wolf has been shot off of his UAV at some point in the near future. Aaron making marks on his map for this Logi truck here.
Really taking his time getting all the info for his team to pick up those abandoned vehicles for all the tickets.
You all can push our rallies up, by the way, guys. You all can just push our rallies up right now.
I was gonna say, where are the tubes? And I'm like, oh yeah, Tube Alliance. No tubes.
Yeah, Chris, transport's on.
Can't be giving PTSD for our guys with the tubes.
Yeah. Not upset about it.
Let's move the rallies up, and I'm gonna get a fob down in now right now, so we can start playing on our
It
end.
does give us a nicer view. Screens won't be shaking
Yeah,
constantly.
it was so bad. Try to do anything while your screen's just having a seizure.
Honestly, that needs to be a setting.
I'll write that down.
Aaron and Wolf about to clash here.
It was pretty close. I could hear it when I was running up. I'm gonna reset
Aaron
my rally.
lining up the shot. Down goes Wolf.
Hey, we missed it. Jesse actually picks up a kill with a hat kit on the main. What did he
Oh
kill?
no! Did he,
Aaron
Oh,
goes
he-
away.
he must have popped
He-
a transpo.
He popped an emerald, I think.
Tanks getting crude.
Oh, this is not nice. Jesse has now used his round, and Rico from Thronglers is trying to cover this main camp. He's hunting for Jesse.
Immediately, we're seeing Chris and Dixie and their RWS here respond to Wolf's death on this fob. They're setting a rally nearby, and they're going to scout the situation. Now, Wolf is only called out there on the fob. TT does not know that this is just a one-man operation. But they're treating it very seriously.
Interesting choice from Aaron, though.
One would think he'd push towards the hab, but the fact that he hasn't means he's still alive and still scouting.
Have they marked it? At least? No, there's no hub marker. But surely he knows already.
He must.
Thronglers shoving into Narain.
Yeah,
They really want the hex.
Really taking that ground in the middle.
Aaron and Wolf are going to meet once again in just a moment. Just being an absolute thorn in TT's commander side. Here's another contact.
Wolf, let's get the friendly map.
Wolf is about to get very upset in command chat.
Wolf dead.
Killjoy calls that out at least. Wolf keeps his cool. I would be very upset as a commander
Hit his map and then
if I died again in that kind of a situation.
Wow.
They're absolutely giving Wolf all the crap.
That's 2 tickets right there, Mr. Commander. Give up.
that's 4 tickets. That is almost that's an MRAP's worth of tickets that Aaron has taken off of TT here, killing the commander twice.
Mr. Commander,
And
give up.
he's still ratting around the radio. Question is, does TT pull this radio?
That is a nickname.
They
That is a
kinda
nickname that
can't.
will stick for years.
Wolf wants to put a new radio down, but he can't because
What is going on?
Aaron is just being a rat.
There's one guy just not moving on the stairs. So there's like 3 people all looking at each other. Mao gets traded by Box. Frag grenade right on his head.
But
Is it going to be
no.
6 tickets? Aaron going to take Wolf again?
They cleared the building.
that's not the way. That's not the way you hold those stairs, Jack.
Yeah.
You gotta be having a different
And there we
angle.
go. Wolf is now 0 for 3 against AA Ron. That's
Jin
6
is
tickets if Wolf
bandaging.
gives up.
Get in there.
Is Aaron starting to be a nemesis of Wolf?
AA Ron
Oh, is he
takes out
picking up another?
Bleak as well. Yup, there goes Bleak. And now
The
we've
medical
got a
services.
1v1 between Medical and Aaron here.
Medical,
Might just
surely
go the
you're here.
distance.
Coffee's running through my. Yeah, it was for a second. I had to take a giga piss.
Okay. Brad can't hold it anymore. Brad
Oh.
can't hold it anymore.
Flag squad.
All Aaron needs to do is just push in and camp this hab, and he's just been so reluctant to do it so far. That means Wolf's getting a spawn off uncontested. But that does
He's gonna pick
confirm
him again.
that
Is he gonna pick him
confirms that,
again?
that Aaron has taken 6 tickets now off of
Oh,
TT.
yeah,
Commanders
yeah.
are worth 2 tickets a kill.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
He might just get 8.
Oh,
Wolf's
but Wolf
revenge.
gets the revenge.
And with
Oh.
that, Aaron is wiped off the map. There's no one here to revive him after that. But has confirmed a 6-ticket kill count for Thronglers here.
Dude went
So he's-
ticket positive. Woo!
Absolutely. Even though those last 2 kills on those other 2 infantrymen are going to get revived by Wolf here, like still 6 tickets of commander kills. It's not nothing.
Aaron's sitting on a comfortable floor.
Oh, no.
Absent kills. I think the only kills he has are Wolf itself and Bleak.
Tank might be rolling out, and Jez is looking at the road. He might get it.
Does he have the ammo though? He used one tandem earlier. Has there been anyone to resupply him?
I don't think so. At least he has a lot, so maybe he just tracks him and that's it.
Has he taken a shot earlier? Why would the tank be going back to main already? I have a suspicion that he's already taken a shot at the edge of
tank
the
is-
main protection.
That tank
And the
is
tank has
not
run away.
leaving main the way normal tanks leave main.
Dude does not want to get main camped, which, you know, fair enough.
Oh, he does not.
You got the Abrams. Take your time.
Killjoy
Like-
trying to and actually does cover some of the southern flanks.
Oh my
of
goodness,
Thronglers, picking up a kill.
Again, I have to be curious to see what the Abrams actually accomplishes here. Like we said earlier, there's not much of a solid reason why a tank should be taken out on this layer, other than they're cool and big explosion.
I'm looking at the map. Yeah, TT just has a humongous hole on 22-35. They have a rally there, but like,
It's fine. Let's go for a try.
Wolf talking in command, trying to get his team to try and stop wasting tickets on the front line.
Tanks are up.
I'm sorry, Wolf. You're gonna hate me for this, but I need to mention that. I need to mention the tickets we lost on the back line earlier.
LOL.
No. We need to.
we don't have to talk about that.
He needs to be reminded of his nickname, Mr. Commander Give Up.
No, like, I wouldn't even put your round.
Jess is still camping that main, but that Abrams is long gone.
He's making a little bit of grounds in the north. Finally starting to cap O2.
That north side is also where the Abrams has its move mark, though, so they're about to run into a much harder time.
Okay. If you're confident, I'm down.
I wonder what Chissy's got his volume effects volume on, because he hasn't heard the tank go all the way north. He's still looking at the same main road. Surely, if he had his effects a little bit louder, he could be hearing that tank going around to the north.
Just as calmed, that tank Abrams is out in the field. TacTrig's now on high alert for it. Watching Dixie and Chris roll into a group of Thronglers here.
Oh, they're bringing it deep. Dixie
Not
and
leaving
Chris are
themselves room to
bringing
get
it
out. They're going to
deep right
reposition
now.
that for sure.
But
the
And
logic.
this is
Oh,
a
but-
TT Logi. Oh no, driving into a fire team worth of Thronglers.
We're going for...
And
Wolf gets punished yet again.
What the fuck?
Nicholas takes 2 and avoids the 50 cal.
He always does this, like, he gets bored.
Ninja takes out Jack in a Box, and it
they
is a
complain to me,
disaster
the
in
man.
command chat right now.
The wolf's starting to yell.
Why are you...
I don't know. I was listening to Chris Webb.
Wolf blames Chris Webb for driving into a contested hex.
Drop your rally. I said,
Average TT Cobbs.
Are you sure you still want to do it? We don't need to keep going. Dexy, Bilbo, look at you. It's too late.
They're
We're
talking to
already in,
us.
Even though you're not.
Oh, don't worry, we're hearing you guys.
Average TT Cobbs.
We
I
hear
need
everything.
to-
Make him drive the logic, dude. Why don't you drive his logic into
I need to insert myself into one of their brains to
Killjoy's
understand what made them
trying.
think that they could drive into a contested hex on the front line and set a fob there, unpunished.
Guys, we're just gonna form a front line and play chill.
Just a colossal misplay.
I said you shouldn't do it anymore.
Dixie and Chris still hovering around now, right, trying to pick some kills from the buildings and windows.
So normally in a pub match, this is the part where I would want to be interjecting in command chat and trying to calm the situation down. It sounds like that's what's happened here. But these kinds of arguments are just not productive for anybody involved.
Let's get control and do it properly.
And TT knows that these are old teammates. They've played with each other for quite a long time. They know each other very well.
It just
But it's still not productive. So Chris and Dixie still trying to recover this logi, recover this situation. Throngler does not have much to answer this RWS with, though. in
All
terms of
Thronglers can
AT.
do really here is to sit in the buildings. But what TT should really be doing here is, now that they've got Dixie and Chris here, they need to get some more infantry. Some more infantry trying to push through those buildings while Dixie's suppressing them. And trying to
Still
shoot
with
them
this
through them.
sketchy pick on
No way,
Ninja
they're
there.
dropping this hab anyway.
Oh no, in the middle of the road!
Rowan having it.
Is this a protest of Chris? From Chris
I-
against Wolf?
No way.
They've done it in
I
the
think-
middle of the road.
I'm sorry, Jest. I think we found our new thumbnail.
Don't worry, my red state.
Medical digging up the hab in
No.
the middle of the goddamn road.
They're trying to dig down their radio right now.
Kindly remind our audience that TacTrig is an experienced preferred server where the best come to hone their skills. But this ain't it, Chief.
I guess
I
there's
don't-
no tubes. It isn't the. If there was tubes, this hab would be the worst hab on planet
Don't
Earth.
defend this, Logano. This is not defensible.
This is such a.
This is not defensible, both in theory and actually not a defensible hab. Good luck trying to hold this thing.
Yeah.
Holy content, though. Thanks, guys.
Trolling.
But even with all this trolling around, it really. Chris is talking about it already. But even with this road hab, if Thronglers are really not even gonna do anything about it,
They don't
not
have
gonna...
many people here to do it.
Yeah, there's no reaction.
They've got Nicholas and Igor.
There's no reaction to this.
Bread's on radio. Their hab is dug down by themselves.
Oh, Jack in a Box gets a TK on Chris with his pistol. Chris gets a kill on Jack in a Box with his nade. Revenge for Beyond the Grave. Looks like Chris is running Martyrdom Pro because they just took each other out.
I don't know if we should say this is deserved or not, but I think this is a little bit deserved.
Can we even say that this is competitive squad anymore? What is happening?
No, it's a community scrim.
Crystal and Igor.
Wait, what is
shooting
going
each other's
on?
faces.
Oh, they're swinging each other.
Crystal, but Crystal,
Oh, Crystal, no.
We talked about this. You can't be sprinting those corners. You gotta have your gun up.
Yep, Crystal gets some negative karma his way from being featured in the preview for our last video with a nice double, and now he's just getting his ass beat.
Oh.
Oh,
we
beautiful.
we had a
GL
call
from
out.
Jin.
We heard a call out. Someone just
Very
said they're about to take the tank out of main. And Bread has snuck his way into Throngler's hab. And Throngler's hab is down a stage, but the tank is trying to recover it.
Tank is not happy about this.
No, he's not. And Brad,
Bruno's gonna
look
have
at
a
the,
hard time pushing
oh,
upstairs.
look at them just coming back. They're gonna swarm Brad like ants.
A good nade, not quite the right angle though. Very good calls from Ninja here. Knows exactly where Bread's gonna be. Tank is engined.
Takes it with tandem in the engine.
Oh, but Brad is changing his angle. He's watching the stairs now.
Oh,
And
Oh,
the
but
trade.
trades with Scythe.
Probably not the right call there. You really do want to just hold the advantageous angle you got.
But Jesse coming back from the main camp and engineering Thronglers tank. But I don't think he has any more rounds. He's backing off far. Oh yeah, no. Jesse's trying to run all the way back west to their Logi, trying to get that extra ammo.
wow, crazy GL by Jin.
Jin, that's actually the second crazy GL he's got. He's been nailing those pinhole shots through windows. Now,
It's
both
really-
teams have agreed on a no mortar rule set for this scrim. If mortars were allowed, I guarantee you that this area with this tank and this fob would be getting absolutely obliterated right now. Mortars would be amazing in this situation, but banning those mortars has also provided some really interesting infantry fighting experiences here, so I'm not upset about it. That tank has got his tracks back up, his engine back up. He's going to be leaving for sure.
Yep, we're called.
Alexia, however, still scouting above all.
Is he
Calling out
Jesse's
his tank's
not able to
movements.
get that ammo?
Yeah, tank's RTB.
Oh, but the tank has already been hit heavy. He's
That radio's down, right? The enemy radio.
he's gonna want to go back and get that
Is
repaired.
Valexia almost gets himself run over
They're trying to dig down a radio too, Chris.
by the tank named 3 Weeks.
Oh, but Dixie and Chris pulling up on that Thronglers hab.
Jess is on ammo reset to the north, so
Now that the tank is gone, Dixie picking up the triple kill.
Beautiful. And we've still got Thronglers just bandaging on their hab, shoveling their hab back up.
Oh, and an AT misses Dixie, but Dixie takes the revenge. Oh no,
I think
man.
Tank wants some of this. It's hurt, but so
Yeah,
right
but-
now we really should be seeing Valexia come to that CSK with Chris and Dixie in it. They need to leave because this tank wants a piece of them.
Dixie and Chris really playing it smart, bullying the infantry a little bit, and then going back, baiting the tank of doing some certain things.
And Valexia doing an excellent job here, just doing absolutely nothing, which is what is needed because that tank still has no idea that Valexia is here.
just gonna run and burn this rally, try to end the game. They're like engine smoking on territory 6 with the tank. Not sure what.
Taking a look at tickets, TT's 266 to Thronglers 289. Thronglers very strong showing on this half of the round here. The hexes are swinging very lightly in TT's favor on the south and lightly in Thronglers' favor on the north. This is that tug of war that we see sometimes on territory control layers where you can see where teams are strong and weak visually with those hexes.
It really the game mode really does make a big difference of how the teams actually play the game compared to AAS or RAS. To be honest, there are a lot of competitive players, despite almost only playing AAS game modes in their matches, that actually prefer TC because it will create such a different front line and such a different infantry experience for both teams, just because of how the capture points or
We're
the
about to
ticket
see-
and the map are played.
TacTrig's third squad is about to lose their rally to Thronglers' fourth squad, which is making a cut from the north side of the map down towards their hab. Nike's going to stop that from happening for now. Big Red Face and Joe Pro about to respond, but they're both prone in the dirt. Nike gets another shot, and Nike goes down to Big Red. Ted Cruz goes down to Sensitive.
Yeah, but Dixie and Chris are trying to come up and save this from the south. If Thronglers just push a little bit more from the squad 4, they're going to wipe that squad 3 rally for TT. Like slightly just grazing on the edge Nearly wiping it, just not quite enough.
All they need to do is see that CSK and have a couple alarm bells go off in their head.
And Dixie has seen sensitive.
That's going to be a way for
It doesn't have the
TT8 and
depression.
Ted Cruz joining the fight
But
on
look
this.
at the map. Look at the map.
Artie?
Artie is coming down.
It's a very stretched RD.
Dixie and Chris really saving this north push for TT.
Big Red's down, Sensitive down. Aiden's putting a couple shots into Awkward for the dead check, and that's about it.
That's it. That is how you play your. That is how you come and save the day with your vehicles.
We'll push our rally up closer to
You hold them just enough so that your infantry can pull up another. Dixie with the long range kill on Miles.
We're about to see how this Roadhab fares against large amounts of 152 millimeter shells.
Dixie picking up another one from long range.
Incoming, the ranging shot. Nearly takes out Mao. And there goes Mao to that first follow-up barrage.
their rally. That's there for you. So just keep playing the same lane.
Phylexi and Jack in the Box playing it smart. Just getting in a building. That Hab's probably doomed, but they can shovel it up later if you're lucky. This already is very stretched, so that Hab is likely to survive this barrage.
It is most likely to survive. One of the things they could have done is just stayed inside the Hab and double dig it up. But it's already has taken the roof off of the Hab.
But at
Hitting
this
it
point,
with only a couple of rounds.
at this point, again, stretched so far, it's already past the Hab. That's all the damage it'll ever do.
Yes, yes.
And this already is just hitting absolutely nothing at that point.
The problem with the Thronglers right here is, even if there would have been a lot of infantry here, there's no follow-up. There's just no follow-up from the team. I'm not quite sure if they're trying to relieve some pressure with this, or... what is the plan?
One of the things that's interesting about playing a commander is that you are not... In a comp setting, it's different. In a pub match, you're not really able to tell anyone what to do. But nonetheless, you still have to get other squads to follow up on the assets that you use. Otherwise, they're almost worthless. And one of the best ways to do that is to use your assets as an incentive for other squad leaders to follow up on. Provide them a reason to want to follow up on your RD. Make it exciting so that they'll take that incentive and they'll do what you need them to do.
You also got to be reading the map to see if those squads are actually even ready to be able to push.
So we've got
right
Chris
after the
Webb
RD.
and Dixie here, high centered on a log right next to a Throngler.
Oh,
Adrian, if he just peeks up, Dixie's gun's looking the wrong way. He could get a pick.
Adrian already used his AT. He missed. He doesn't have a round. He can't even. He can't.
But if he hits
damage.
Chaos on the reset here, they're still stuck. The CSK is effectively engined right now because it cannot move.
Oh,
Another
he does
shot.
get hit. Does
Misses
get hit
the
by...
engine though, and CSK is free to move again. If that had hit the engine, we'd be looking at a different story right now. But that CSK is gone.
Surviving that though, but Dixie and Chris Whip are really putting in some work here. Dixie's on 18, 11, and 1, just by driving around, helping the infantry, and bullying the enemy infantry.
Command chat calling out Abrams coming back onto the field, blasting 50 cal and HE shells, making its presence known.
Where is Jesse? Where is Jesse? We need you.
Rolling past Bread, dead on the ground. Not what you'd like to see if you're a TT. Bread being an incredibly effective heavy anti-tank player in the last scrim we watched against 44th Royal Anglian.
One of your guys ran out.
TT still has a far flank rally, and they have medical services. Their engineer actually pushing around, might be trying to go for the hab. And his help is coming from the south. Wolf, as a commander, jumping into the flanks. How many tickets is he going to lose us this round?
The world may never know. So Abrams
Dixie.
not really needed on the north side here. Thronglers infantry doing a great job cleaning up on their own, but it is going to run into a fire team worth of Ghost, Gator, Clob, Vucifer here.
But Dixie and Chris are already repaired, and they're coming back with a revenge in the same area. Here in the middle.
And Vucifer's squad only able to call out this tank. None of them have a lat kit.
Dixie and Chris are going back deep on the Thronglers Hab again, picking up a kill already. Where are your people, Dixie? Chris, you could have had people inside, and you could have dropped them here. Create even more pressure.
Oof, beautiful response by South on the Gator. Gator missing a lot of shots in full auto.
Tank is north by squad 4.
There again are those calls by Vucifer's squad about this tank.
It's bloody.
Again, nothing they can do about it though.
Thronglers are really not able to do anything about Chris Weapon Dixie. They're just bullying them. They're driving completely free. But the tank is coming from the north. It might be reacting to this. And Dixie picking up another kill on Sriracha. And the tank does see. Dixie and Chris.
In a very precarious situation right now. That
Dixie
tank is
picking up
lining its
another.
barrel up.
Yeah, all he has to do is wait at this point. But medical services, as the engineer, is he getting a C4 on the hab?
Dixie and Chris are dead men walking right now. Tank barrel facing the wrong way. They might make it out.
Oh, they are making it out. But medical services.
Oh, it's going to be very close. That
ammo.
tank sees. That tank does not see.
Oh.
And Chris and Dixie are gone. They should be dead right now.
But
Just
medical
goes to
services.
show you the limited visibility in a tank. Even a tank that has an active commander seat.
The medical services does blow up a C4 on Thronglers Hab. Does he get? He does get the radio down the stage through the wall with
We're
that
seeing-
C4.
Instead of chasing that CSK, tank is returning to deal with medical.
Medical picking up another kill. Another kill on that Hab attack. But where are your friends? TT has to push and give some help to medical if they want anything to happen from this.
We watch Bleak go down on the Western Hill. HE shells by the tank not having much effect on this situation. Tank will be looking for another angle on this here.
This will definitely relieve some pressure for TT, though. If you look at east of Thronglers Hab, you can look at the wall of TT just coming in.
Oh.
Double kill for Mines for Ghost.
While
He
Thronglers are
on
going
the
back.
road radio. Staged.
Road hub's going down.
Insta call out by Wolf. It's gonna be too late.
Scriptum gets coaxed. Medical with another on this Hab. He's getting flanked though.
Medicals do some real work here, but this hold is not the play.
Medical's about to get shot in the ass.
This hold is not the play. Oh, medical. No, what is going on?
Urso?
What are they doing?
Urso? No way. Urso
It's
goes
pretty
down to
dark.
someone inches from his face.
It's a little dark.
It's a little dark. What do you
is.
mean? They have the OWI magic electricity without wires. They have the lamp.
All I know is that the U.S. Army is going to be investing in some weapon flashlights going forward. Because that should have been a very easy kill.
maybe
Still alive in this Hab.
maybe they need to invest on some eyeglasses. as
Rogozhin
well.
Jr. is going to give it a shot. Surely he will see.
Yeah, medical is getting pushed again. Oh,
God.
Where are you watching?
Oh, the tank finally takes him down. That was the shell that had his name on it. It was just further back in the catalog of shells, but now it's
Where are
been set.
you? Where are you watching pushing a Hab like that? You don't watch your friend's body.
Medical, I hope
is
you can
different.
hear me. I want clips.
Oh, but look at the west. Look at the west of Thronglers have Magnet and Ronald. Oh, actually missing the MRAP coming out of the main. But Magnet picking up kills on the reset rally of Thronglers. Squad 7 picking up a triple here. Jesse also picking up a triple. What happened? Completely missed it. But Jesse picking up a triple and gets traded on the north, on the kill feed. A Magnet is picking up a quad already. Can he get a fifth one? Almost getting the fifth one. Wiping that full rally spawn.
As Medical lies dead in this hab, his team able to push much deeper into the front line than before. But that fob, we're just trading fobs here, aren't we?
And that was a really big, really big relief of pressure for TT. Medical getting in there.
And yeah, a great increase in pressure from Throngler Squad 3, just walking all over this road fob.
Did they get the bleed? Did
Checking
TT get
up
the
on that
bleed on
now.
Thronglers radio? Or no?
That fob is still there.
The Norena doesn't really matter, to be honest.
No, it wasn't on bleed. It was just a stage down.
4 and 3 can just
Okay, but it's gone. It just popped away.
I think they put it at
They must
themselves.
have pulled it.
Oh, okay. TT's gonna lose their road hab.
Yep.
It's on
Oh, but
bleed.
Magnet. Oh, is he gonna get picked off by the tank? Surely did they know? The tank is pushing Magnet.
Oh yeah, they see.
Gets spotted, and that's a GG for
Come.
Magnet and his
Boom!
CSK. Can't be standing in those spots for that long. I know you're camping a rally for the kills, but
Front line's collapsing a little.
It has no choice but to collapse. So, of the fob wars here, Thronglers save their fob. TT is about to lose theirs. They have no choice but to respond to this with Squad 3 to the north. Squad 6 in the west is too busy dealing with Thronglers to come help. This fob is dead and gone. And that'll be TT resetting to their fobs all the way on the east side of the map in Hotel 7, Hotel 8.
despite all this training, they're still even on tickets. TT has come back a little bit.
187,
Oh, but what are Thronglers doing? They have a helicopter in the air. They are dropping, but they crash.
Oh, goodness.
Yay.
Rotors go flying absolutely everywhere.
Enemy team is just like proning in the ground. They're not even trying anymore.
They had a 3-man, or maybe they were trying to go for those fobs of TT, but you can't be swinging your tail into some trees. That's not the play.
Your tank's going north line. Tank's north. Oh.
Aquardi picking up a couple of kills on that Crow MRAP against TT in the north. Trying to get Vucifer in, actually just barely missing him. But they're switching positions with the tank.
By Hex 7.
We're watching that tank roll towards the east here, straight down the middle of the map.
Where are the ATs? This should be.
Beginning
the tank
to- oh, yeah,
really
beginning-
shouldn't be able to come back all the way here.
Beginning to overextend its infantry support. We've got Bread behind it. Unfortunate to see Bread leading a squad instead of an AT kit here. This would be a freebie for him on any other day.
Yeah, an absolute freebie. It would have been.
So that Throngler tank's going to retreat back behind its own lines here. We're seeing 2 fobs.
Scriptum is missing these guys. Is he blind? Oh, finally picking up double kill.
At what
One of the
point-
TT squads is really pushing, making ground in the middle. Scriptum is almost whiffing.
At what point did
Oh, I
TT
guess help.
put a fob on an enemy fob back behind their lines? They're going to lose this radio.
Wait,
That has
TT?
been
another-
there.
That's TT's
That-
radio?
Yeah, it has been.
What?
It has been there for a while.
Right
yeah.
next to each other. And
What?
they're
It's been
about to
there for a
lose
while.
20. So that'll bring us
asset
right now
wasting?
179 to 157, but that's going to bring us back to even on ticket count. Some really just very uncharacteristic choices for radio drops here from TT. We've got one in the middle of a road. We've got one on top of an enemy fob. We just don't usually see these kinds of sketchy radio drops from TT. And that's probably one of the reasons we're seeing this ticket count so damn close.
Ghost of Narva and Chris Webb coming from the north side with a Logi, setting up a third fob for... Sorry, a fourth fob for TT. But Thronglers have already heard the Logi, and south is on the case.
So TT is acknowledging the need for middle map control, but they're going about it in a fairly desperate manner, pushing very aggressively, and south is just punishing them for that.
Yeah, south is catching them.
One more pick, and that's another 20 for TT off the board.
Oh, but Chris is trying to pre-fire him.
Being incredibly wasteful with radios.
He's getting... South is
on a pistol. All Chris has to do is pop that nade in there, and South is done. Oh man, he's going to rush him down! No! And it gets him! Wow!
What?
Got very, very lucky on the fragmentation there. Chris is going to have to get himself a shovel because Xander's coming up to his left.
Miles and Sanders are pushing up.
He does not know. This is a terrible situation.
It's naded by Xander.
Yeah, there's the nade. Beautiful nade.
Any rallies to recover?
Perfect mark now.
Is it anyone to come back? G1 is trying to come back, and Club. G1 Club and Scriptum are trying to come back to save this radio.
This might be another 20 off of TT's board, though.
I can't.
We're about to see that 172 drop down to a 150 as that radio we dropped on the west side
Armor
gets
is facing
taken
south.
down.
Tank is engine on, moving south towards the anchor. And there's an RWS Mad V down here as well on the anchor. Tank
Magnet and Ronaldo trying to do some plays with the TOCSK for the tank in the south.
Xander in a terrible situation gets taken out by Klob. There's nothing you can do there. Just stuck between a radio and a truck. TT not yet aware that they've wiped this presence on the radio. They might get to keep this fob. Doing an excellent job returning off of rallies to save this.
Ronaldo and Magnet picking up a kill on the MRAP with a tow, but the tank has seen them. There's a really wrong choice of targets here.
Hat kick.
Tank also getting hit by an 80, but does get the kill before Ronaldo gets the reload.
Traded 5 tickets, I guess.
Really a wrong choice. They had the callouts for the tank.
They got the
really a wrong choice of target.
Oh, no.
Target execution.
Okay, Chris got the hab up, but we go all the way back to Hex 12. There's a not good radio hygiene here.
But like, are we just drawing this match out at this point? Basically. 8 minutes left.
Very curious at the end of this to see how many radios TT will have hemorrhaged.
TT are calling out to just stall the rest of the round though. They realize the situation, they're not really getting in deep from anywhere.
They keep finding themselves into 20 ticket advantages that they are then losing to radios. In this case, it's just a 10 ticket advantage. They're going to go losing once this radio gets bled. As Nicholas and Crimson start their digging. Ghost is going to help Jess reset here. Sometimes you'll see a hat kit get team killed in the kill feed. Usually the situation there is a hat needs to quickly move somewhere else on the map, so they'll have someone else team kill them to get them respawn quicker.
If everybody just shoved right to their anchor,
So that radio is now staged. Chris Webb with the Logi. Is he trying to save this solo? Risking a Logi for a one-man attempt at this fob. And even if he gets both of these kills, they have a rally so close by. And they already know he's there. He needs to back out. He needs to get the Logi out of there. That radio's done. Unless he can coordinate something in command chat.
Honestly, Chris, just get that Logi back. Don't try to save the fob. Just get the Logi back.
Yeah, I know. I was looking. There's
Wolf making correct calls here.
Squad 4 clears out Hex 6. We can drop a new hab on 6, and then we can push that anchor. Yeah.
So TT really just burning fobs in the name of progress here, hoping that the ticket imbalance from capping hexes will outweigh their radio losses. With all these fobs, you have to understand which ones are vital and which ones you can cut loose, because you're just past that point. So right now, the fob that's at Gulf 7, directly north of the main mast of TT, they cannot afford for that one to fall. The ones further behind, if they get more hexes, maybe not a big deal. With this ticket bleed here, if they can increase that to 5 tickets, it'll only take 4 minutes for them to have bled enough tickets off of Thronglers to pay for one of those radios.
Medical services is again behind Thronglers Hab. Are we going to see a repeat?
I guess I'm just gonna AFK the last 6 minutes of this.
He has seen it.
Seems like we're turtling.
The communication is there. The Hab is going to get marked
pretty horrible.
pretty soon here.
Let's push and get the anchor, guys. Let's get the fucking anchor. Get your rallies.
Hearing a little disagreement in command chat about how to proceed from
I've been
here.
watching this blueberry blob, dude. Is just chilling. Like, we're finally moving. We're finally moving across the map.
Killjoy is really of one opinion, while Wolf and the others are of some other.
Regardless, with the victory TT pulled off in round 1, the ticket differential for that match is enough to most likely establish TT's dominance in the event of a tie or a close match in this situation.
Yeah, unless something really big happens from Throngler's side, it should be settled with that win from the first round.
And for those who are new to competitive matches, generally we'll play 2 rounds to even out the faction differences. And we will subtract the round 1 score and the round 2 score to see the remaining number of tickets to determine a winner. Generally prevents the need to play a 3rd round because squad rounds are so incredibly long to determine a winner.
They can be incredibly long. It is refreshing to see. If we go back a few years, you would see their competitive matches not having an actual time, like a proper time limit. They would have the vanilla time limit of 2 hours per round.
2 hours, yeah.
Yes, but nowadays it is becoming a standard for the tournament settings to be a 1 hour max per round. It was gruesome back in the day to be playing those big 2 hour rounds. Most people wouldn't be imagining spending their weekend in a competitive match for 4 hours.
Ninja with a beautiful grenade onto Ted. That log's gonna just barely block it. Ted's gonna maybe see him here, crawling.
Yeah, I'm holding the RT then. Distract, okay?
The Thronglers tank gets hit by a
Didn't tank hit the
mine. Hit by a mine. Medical services is really back.
It's not tracked.
Back again. No, it's not tracked. It just did take damage. But take a look at medical services. He's back on the hab already.
Trying to drive over this mine?
Medical possibly being the biggest thorn in the side. In the first half of this round, we had Aaron, and now we've got Medical as an answer, being an equal pain in the ass. Medical creeping down these stairs. With Scythe just around the corner. Inside that hub. Does not seem to know. Is this our commander, maybe? Medical going for the knife. Yes! We got that knife I wanted.
Now Medical's really gotta be going for that radio. Gotta.
Actually. Yep.
Is he going?
Yes, he is.
He's going.
I have to wonder if Medical has his C4 on him. Usually the procedure here you would do is drop your C4 and 12 to 13 digs. Because then you don't have to wait quite so long. Oh, but the barbed wire. Medical taking the time to set up. Blocking himself in. Could come to haunt him later. He must not have a C4 in this situation.
Oh, but TT's dropping. Look at the map. TT's dropping there, Artie. Finally, but there's no one. There's really no one there.
There's no need to. There's nothing to challenge Medical here. He's very lucky.
Yes.
That's the radio on bleed.
But that tank is going back. If Medical just had more mines.
He'll only be hiding himself
There
in
is
a
still
dark...
one. But Medical still has one mine along the road. That tank might actually pull up on it.
So we can't fault Medical for this because there's no way for him to know the situation outside of him. But really what we would want him to be doing... Oh, there he goes. Is getting outside of that building and away from that barbed wire so he can guard the door. Because being stuck in there just made him pay for it. So this tank crew is going to save that radio.
On the first shot.
If Medical hadn't boxed himself in there with that barbed wire, we might be able to see him guard the door. But this tank is doing a great job of blocking it off. They're pulling that radio as well. They don't need it anymore. Why take the risk? Berto, Enrico, and Sprite here. Excellent job saving that radio as a tank crew.
Wolf is just picking
Wolf's
his
already
own tickets.
very effective
big
at
Artie.
picking off his own team here.
I guess giving up all those commander tickets wasn't enough for him.
And this is down to the wire. Things like this matter right now.
They have called out on command chat, good game, and the timer is on 5 seconds, and that is the round.
That is it. A victory to time here, but only barely. Only barely. So Thronglers, compared to their last showing June of last year on Mutaha versus TacTrig, able to put up a significantly stronger fight with much more ability to control the map. Round one was maybe
They had a good start. They had a good start round one. They could have done a lot more from it.
Round two was incredibly close the entire time. Thronglers with a scant edge for the majority of the round here. Really coming down to 1, 2, 3. There's a 3 radio losses for TacTrig. Sorry, 4 fobs lost for TacTrig. So we've got 80 tickets missing here just off of radios alone.
Some disgusting kills for some of the TT members, though. Scriptum is picking up at least 22, and Dixie on 25 in caps.
So, general takeaways from that match. We saw how incredibly annoying one guy can be on a fob, taking 6 tickets off of Wolf, being a constant nuisance in that hab. We saw Infantry doing a really, really good job picking up their dead, reinforcing situations with medics. A lot of really good use of CSKs and MRAPs as well. Getting a lot done. Dixie and Chris doing a lot, but also getting themselves killed a couple times. But most importantly, what the fuck were those radios, man?
That's a good question.
I always hope that when we do these scrims that we can teach players can learn something from watching TacTrig, but this was a different learning experience.
That was a special. That was some special.
Round 2 was fucking retarded. I hope
Oh,
thank you for joining us for the interview, Wolf. We had our
it's
Discord censored off.
Mr. Commander give up.
So
can we get a statement for all those tickets?
I think everyone just got bored.
Fellas,
Round 2
fellas.
and started rolling. Yeah. You can stick it on Scriptum, actually. Hold on. Interview Scriptum.
What?
Interview Scriptum. I don't know, Wolf. We want to talk to you about Aaron on the Thronglers side, getting 6 tickets off of you again and again and again on that east side there. That cannot have felt very good.
Wait,
That must have been very
which one?
frustrating.
What are we talking about?
Round 2, they had one guy just
Oh
running a
yeah, on our
train
hab, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
just
was
wanted to
6
get to my
tickets of
logic.
confirmed kills that he took
Exactly.
off of you guys with that. You
Yeah.
gotta play careful as commander with those deaths. But
Yeah,
again,
I
you
do.
can also let them have the fob. So there's a hard choice to be made with every reset there.
Yeah, I was just trying to get out of the fob and just hopefully run into him, because
Yeah.
all I wanted to do is get to the logi, but obviously should have been more careful there. Did
Yeah,
I
it's
care
always-
about dying? No.
It's always really tough as an SL when you have a clear plan in mind, but one fucker on the other team is just making it their life's mission to prevent you from doing the thing that you want to do at that
I
moment.
think that situation was more like, I care about these 2 tickets every time I die? Not really. You know?
Yeah. So we had commented on midway through the latter part of the second match, but TT kind of just letting the radios happen in order to keep the map control flowing. And the thing about territory control is if you can get a 5-ticket bleed going for the other team, it only takes 4 minutes to recoup the cost of a radio.
Exactly. But if you really think about it, dropping all those radios was not the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I made a big mistake by driving the logi into Narayan when we shouldn't have, right? That was a pretty aggressive play, and we should have never done that. But
let's have a comment about that. What happened?
Yeah, how did that road hab happen?
what was the plan? What
essentially-
was the plan? What was the call out?
the plan
There
was
was
to
no call out.
No, there was callouts. The plan was to do it once we had control over Narayan, and we were getting control over Narayan. We were like capping the hex out for a bit, but then it changed. So then we were not doing it, and then I'm gonna blame Chris Webb here. Chris Webb convinced me to do it. That's my argument here, right? And in hindsight, when we got there, he did say that we probably shouldn't do it because the situation has changed. But I was like, I didn't care. So
It wasn't your intrusive thoughts winning.
yeah,
was
it
Chris
wasn't
Webb.
The team
it was my
decided to
intrusive thoughts winning.
collectively troll, and that is
Yeah, round
not
2
what
was
we
fucking
want
troll.
to be
Exactly.
doing.
No.
Exactly.
We were
Round 2 was very
remarking.
bad.
I'm happy that you guys called out the casters in the middle of all of that, because we were remarking at how uncharacteristic for TT these fobs were.
Yeah.
Some of these decisions.
Yeah, you know
maybe
me.
not.
I
putting us
like
in
playing
the
with
best
one
light.
fob, but it's okay this round because this was more like a practice scrim to get a lot of the new people that don't usually get to play with us some game time.
So going from that, what are you guys' thoughts on Thronglers' performance here? How did it feel to go up against a revitalized Thronglers? Because last year, before Eye in the Sky, it was 190 tickets that TT beat Thronglers by. This time, not quite so easy in that second round.
You know what? I actually like the way they played, especially round 2. They had people that were probably dedicated to finding out where our fobs were, harassing us in our backlines. And I'm pretty sure it was also difficult for us to actually push forward as a team, you know?
Yeah. There was one situation where I don't remember if it was Vu or something. Someone had disagreed with you and said they needed to go burn a rally. And there was a rally there like 15 minutes before that. But the fact that Thronglers has such a strong rally presence, then we don't even know if we've burned them all yet, is a testament to how good they're getting.
Yes, but that rally in the middle of nowhere was... I mean, we
Yeah.
could have just not dealt with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a couple rallies that were like 500 meters out, 600 meters out that just never could have exerted that much pressure.
If you
What
look
do
at
you-
script... Go for it.
What do you think about Thronglers' first round start though? They had a decent first round slot. If they played it a little bit different, they could have made even more plays from that first round with all those north and southern flanks. But TT actually kind of recovered them and then started pushing through the middle.
Yeah, I think round 1, what we did great was sticking together and sticking close together. I think we didn't have that going round 2, which is probably why the team was so spread out. You
Well-
probably got comms from Killjoy.
Well,
Yeah, go for it.
specifically though about like the early round start for round 1. Yeah, they played really wide flanks. And that kind of worked out for them initially. I think it was mainly just that, yeah, they could make space, but they just weren't pushing where the rallies actually were for most of the time. And then also they were just losing the gunfights.
And also
So they couldn't fully capitalize.
One of the interesting things about TC as well is you have this outside the hexes play that is so important. But if you dedicate so much to these wide flanks that you just start getting annihilated in the center, you're going to start bleeding tickets real fast.
Yeah,
Well-
flanking in any game mode, whether it's TC, AAS, or RAS, is a small squad job. You don't flank with your main squad.
And we saw a significant presence outside of those hexes from Thronglers, and that might have been round one. A lot of why a lot of those hexes fell so quickly for them. Any final thoughts to wrap things up about how this match went? Things that we think we can improve on, or things that you were impressed by?
Impressed by the Thronglers. If this was a real game, I'd be shouting and screaming at this team, but it's okay. You know, yeah, as long as everyone had fun, it's fine.
I think we had a really good time. There was a lot more yelling in our caster comms than last time, so we had a good one. Thank you for the thoughts, Wolf. Thank you, Scriptum. And
Can we get a little bit more from Scriptum, especially for the players that normally don't play with TT and actually got the chance, and all the new players and possibly up and coming players, if people are interested in the stream of the actual game or buying it if you don't have it. But can we get actual Scriptum picking up a 22 and 18 on that second round? Can we get like an infantry perspective and like comments from that second round, or actually how you get into those numbers? How do you actually start killing so many people and gaining the advantage for your team?
Well, I mean, the first thing is, and it's silly, I guess, to trivialize it, but putting yourself in fights that you can win seems like such a simple. I mean, it is a massive simplification, but on a map like Kamdesh, you have so many hills and so many angles that you can get killed from, where a lot of my kills were mainly because I was playing like in buildings initially, and basically letting people run through these lanes and then killing them. So if I had decided to just run up into the hill, I have far more angles that I can get killed from, so I'm going to lose more fights. I'm basically putting myself in a disadvantageous position immediately. But also, here's another frag king E1. But also, you know, a lot of it comes down to not just shift Wing into an area that you don't know is controlled, actually looking at the map and seeing, well, you know, I have teammates over here and they aren't dying, but this hex is being capped, so I know that there's someone in this hex, and I can push, you know, up to the northeast, say, and that's where they are. It's all about reading the map, and then also
that's just reading map.
Yeah, just read the map and don't put yourself in disadvantageous positions, because there's a lot of them on Kamdesh.
There were a couple of times where we were chastising some players who really should know better about running into buildings with their gun facing the dirt.
Oh, the shift W,
the shift W got a couple of TT's players killed when they really didn't need to. Like, you can sprint up to the building, I guess, but at the very least, you got to pull that gun up when you walk through the door.
Yeah, there was a moment during round 2 as well where, actually, during round 1, where I was in a building and someone threw a frag. I'm actually really annoyed by that. He threw a frag grenade into the building. I was inside the building, pushed out the wall, and he was waiting for me to walk out the wall. Like, that was perfect. Mm-hmm. And I was pissed at that because I had sat in that building and put myself in that position when I should have gone out of the building earlier. He would have thrown the frag anyway. Yeah.
Was that the on the anchor building?
Yeah, a little 1-story with an open wall.
Yeah. You killed me because they called out, "Hey, there's a guy dead in here." So they didn't notice that you're in there as well.
So you were the guy who was on the wall?
Yeah,
you came in the door?
Broken wall. As the broken wall.
Oh yeah, rip. Yeah, well, like that's a perfect example of, like, I ended up dying because of that, because I hadn't put myself in a good spot. I should have moved.
So you killed E1 Scriptum. How do you feel?
Well, E1's my teammate, but he's also a good player. But I don't think about the individual player kills, mainly because it's impossible to tell. But, well, it's harder to tell now. Used to be easier to tell who you're up against because you'd get QE'd or like 180'd and just snapped. But there's less of that now. Now it's really a good tell if you can tell if someone is a good point fire. That typically is kind of a giveaway. because that takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of skill.
Yeah, good point fire and just non-stop one taps.
But the one thing that I'll say, because I know I don't know, Thronglers, okay, fine. They had some opportunities there round 2, and round 1, putting pressure on, getting into our back hexes during round 1. But I really want to say, like, round 2, it becomes a very frustrating game when you're sitting in bushes the whole time. But not only that, you're not doing anything. If you're sitting, if half of your team is sitting in a bush, yes, maybe they'll kill a guy and then maybe get like, I don't know, a refrag on someone else who pushes, but you're not making any space. You're not making any ground. That's what I saw round 2, was just a lack of any kind of movement from the Thronglers on the south, just because they were sitting in bushes the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can do it with like 1 or 2 people. You can't do it with half your team. And also because if we had a tube, if there were any tubes on a map like that, you're doomed. You're not sitting in that spot.
There were a couple
You're getting marked and dead.
situations with fobs that were being contested, tanks that were tracked, and I had to bring up, like, man, if we had tubes on this would just be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we chose to not have tubes because we wanted it to be like a pure infantry game.
Yeah.
I think tubes would have trivialized it.
I think largely that goal was accomplished, although I have to wonder if a couple HE shells every now and then would have gotten people out of their bushes. You know.
Yeah.
But for the most part, even through your experiences, there was always something interesting happening out at some point on the map. I hope we were able to capture all of that.
I hope so too. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. There was some really, really good plays by individuals on fobs and stuff that I can't wait to demonstrate and show off. For anyone who's still sticking around the stream, go sub to the TacTrig channel, please. And for everyone who's here with me, go see the server if it's not up. Are we up?
Oh God.
It's already up.
It should be up. It's 3 in the afternoon. All right.
Oh wait, we were fucking live? GG.
Yeah, we are live.
Yes,
And just gonna go in the video.
What do you think this was, Wolf?
I thought
think
they were
we're
fucking
live.
recording. I didn't know it was fucking live.
We are also recording, yes.
Oh.
Although I think with that, Lagano, you can probably we can probably call it here, yeah. GG's to everyone. This one was fun.
GG.
Got Throngled again.
Throngled, we got
GG.
Throngled.